All right, Kristen. Now hear me out.
Okay.
So to kind of, mix things up a little bit. This week we're gonna do unpopular opinions. So I kind of searched the web, reached out to some people. They didn't reach out.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
reach
reach
back.
back out, but it's all good. It's all good. We got Google, good old Google. You can rely on that. They don't let you down.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I have a good amount. We'll just kind of go through them, comment, see if you agree, disagree, and we'll see if we make it to the whole list or not.
Okay.
But or and then I guess we'll see if you have any as well. But first up, Girl Scout cookies are overrated.
Agreed.
Agreed. That's what I feel, bro. I feel like people will go crazy for it for no
Yeah, Girl
reason.
Scout cookies are like, don't get me wrong, they have some unique cookies, but honestly, they're never. I taste a new cookie and I'm like, okay, this is not. Especially if they're going up in prices. They're not. It's not worth what you're paying anymore. Usually the box used to be like $2 a box type thing. Now they're like 5, 6, and it's just like it's definitely not worth it.
For real, just like get the generic cookie at the store.
Honestly,
Like
because my favorite one is the shortbread one, and I'm like, I could get a shortbread cookie anywhere. So
exactly. So I mean, I get the whole, helping out the girls and America and shit like that, but bro, that ain't helping out my pocket. Spending all that, paying that extra money for, un mediocre cookies.
okay.
Um,
Tell me how you really feel.
next, next up, pineapple belongs on pizza.
Hell nah. That is
No,
an unpopular opinion.
so you disagree.
I disagree. 100%.
Uh, yeah,
120%.
I've had it before. It's not like I don't think it's bad. It's not my go-to. It's like if that's the only pizza you had at a party and I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat it. I'm not gonna go out of my way to find it.
Yeah, no, no, no. Even if it's last pizza, I'll rather, if I do eat it, I'm taking all the pineapples off. It's one of those things. I don't know. I just don't like pineapple's just very juicy. So it's like having all that juice in your mouth plus the it's just too much. Like I understand trying to have that sweet and savory together, but that's just it's too much.
Not for you, I
I
feel.
don't even know if I'll call pineapples sweet all the time either. So yeah, no, I'm good.
All right, this next one I know you're gonna agree with. Apple products are overpriced.
Hell yeah. Overpriced. I agree 130%. And okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, look, Apple is a decent product. Okay, I'll give Apple that. The camera is great. Okay, but Apple um scams their customers. I say this all the time to all Apple people, and they don't care. Like they'll go out and buy it anyway. Vic is one of them. But like,
Yeah,
it would be like, okay, so iPhone would be like, all right, come out with the iPhone. What are we on 14? iPhone
14. Yeah,
14, and it would be like, all right, let's change it just slightly. They're like, we're gonna make it a little bit smaller, and we're gonna call it 18, the 18, sorry, the iPhone 14 SE, and it'd be like, all right, so this is just an inch smaller than the 14, but it's a little smaller. All right, you want a little bigger? We can do that too. The iPhone 14C. And it's like this starts skipping letters and shit. I was like, what does this even stand for? It'd be like, at least with our Androids, they tell you like, okay, this is this like Ultra or this Plus. It's just too many letters and stuff they keep integrating into iPhone, and it's like small minor adjustments. And it's like, okay, this is gonna cost $200 extra more for like what a gigabyte more in enemy or enemy a gigabyte more memory, and it's just like, okay, makes sounds good to me. Here's my money. I don't. It's they're overpriced for no reason. Y'all know y'all just got the stabilize. The new thing about the iPhone 14 is the stabilizer mode, bro. We've been having stabilizer on our phone since like the freaking Note 10 or something, whatever. It's been years. We've been having that stabilizer thing. And they're just now like, oh, running through the thing. Oh, it doesn't shake. I'm like, all right, cool.
well, I guess we can all see how Kristen feels about Apple
I
products.
I despise Apple products. They make their stuff difficult for no reason. It's all a scam. Um, you heard about the iPhones being forced to eventually they're gonna be forced to um change their chargers to USB Cs.
Why? What's that about?
Supposedly trying to make universal charger for all phones. I think it
Mm.
was supposed to be a product thing, but supposedly like iPhone is trying to do this whole MagSafe thing. Y'all have that MagSafe on the back of your phone that you could put on, and make that like the standardized charging system. I read about it somewhere, but I was like, yeah, nah, USB C is where it's at. Yeah, but obviously they can't just be like USB C everything because obviously like you have all the older phones that still need the lightning
Yeah,
charger. So
yeah.
can't just scrap it and be like, all right, but they might make the like newer phones. I don't know exactly when they're gonna have to start doing that, but supposedly they're gonna have to start changing everything to USB C.
Interesting.
And one more thing about the iPhones, I want to say this about the Samsung. I'm not gonna say about the iPhone, but you seen the commercial, the one that's like the guy sitting on the fence, and he's like, "Oh, everything's so amazing. They have the flip phone, they have this, they have that," and then somebody's on the other side, "You can't sit on the fence," and he's like, "But they have everything over here," and they're like, "But we're gonna get it eventually." He said, "But why wait when they already have it?" And I was like, "This is a clear representation of iPhone versus Samsung, like, or just versus Android. I won't say Samsung, but Android as a whole." And I was just
Mhm.
like, the shade was crazy on that. But obviously they're not gonna be like, oh, iPhone. They just say Samsung or
No,
Android.
I definitely get you. I'm an Apple owner, but I still love it. You know, I kind of agree with everything you're saying, but I don't know, something about it. They hypnotize me or something.
he's like blue bubbles head
Emoji.
Y'all emojis
Anyways,
are
but
trash.
moving on to
They,
the next one.
they took your gun away, bro. Y'all got the
Oh,
little
bro. You still got the gun? Y'all
I,
still got the gun over there?
I don't know if he still got the gun over there. I don't know if he still got the gun. I'm about to check it right now. Do we still have the gun? That's gonna be hilarious if we do.
Bro, shit, I might switch over. You still got like I need the gun emoji that much.
Okay, they changed our gun to the squirt gun now.
Ah, bro.
Yeah,
See over
so
here.
still though, y'all changed y'all's a lot earlier, and it was wild.
Anywho, moving on. Moving on. Uh
And I'm just playing.
Italian food is just pasta done 3,000 different ways.
Yes, agree.
Agree. I feel like it's kind of similar to your taco burrito thing, where like it's just the same ingredient.
Oh my goodness,
Just
y'all get on my nerves about that. Yeah, was that a
I agree
conversation?
with you. I'm agreeing with
Oh, now
agreeing with
you're
you on
agreeing with
that.
me. You was arguing with me about
No,
that.
because I thought you were making a different point. I don't know. I get what you're saying though.
Ah, bro. Nah, big fake, bro. You fake. That you was had a whole argument about that when the burrito and
But
taco are the same thing.
anyways, we're not gonna get into all
Threw
that
the fiance in there, started jumping me and shit.
here.
what's going what's going on? Okay, whatever. Yes, I agree though. I think the only thing like that's different would be obviously their pizza.
Yeah.
Or like meatball. Well, meatballs would be uh is that like Italian thing or is that just something the Americans did? Like we just put meatballs on the whole thing.
Like this hoe needs some meat. Uh, I don't know, honestly. My Italian history is not that good, so
Okay. What other Italian food do you know? Like you got spaghetti, you obviously got Alfredos,
I don't
lasagnas.
know, some quiz.
It's not a quiz. You're not being scored, bro. It's just a hey man, what's your knowledge on this? Like, do you know anything
ra
else?
ravioli,
Ravioli,
uh,
okay.
uh,
Spaghettios.
fettuccine.
Okay, that's
I'm
three.
just listing different pastas. I don't know.
Um, I'm trying to think. Like, it's mostly just pasta based.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
chickens, they got chickens, but usually the chickens is over a pasta.
yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
do you have any unpopular opinions at the moment, or you want me to keep going?
Do I have a popular opinion? I feel like I had one in my mind, and I was like, I lost it. If I
We'll think about it. We'll come back to you.
okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Delivering a huge message via text is never a good idea.
I agree. Well, I agree. Yes,
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to elaborate on that one. I agree.
It's therapy.
Uh,
Like he froze. It's just yes, I agree. Yeah, no, I definitely say long text messages in general, especially if you're trying to convey a certain type of emotion. Um, if you can do that over text, but you have to use wording very carefully.
yeah,
You have
and
to make
then
sure you say the right things and stuff like that. Maybe throw some emojis in there just to make people get the idea. But if you throw emojis in there, then it turns into a less serious conversation and more like
exactly.
playful. Honestly, it's just better to probably call if you have like a huge thing you need to say that you obviously don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or something like that.
Yeah, because
Personally,
they can also like just misinterpret it like how you're saying it or how you're
exactly.
meant to be saying it. So,
Yeah. If
going
because like
on.
I'm just saying, like you say bitch could be said like 5 different ways. You're like bitch, bitch, bitch. I'm just saying.
No, you got a point. You got a point. I feel you. Let's see. Going on. If you stop wearing deodorant, the body will adapt.
No, but
I
okay,
don't know, bro. I don't
okay,
know,
okay,
bro.
okay, okay. So one, I'm not gonna try this. But
Go for science, bro.
I will say this is true. Um, I'm gonna say this is true only because of Kayla, and this is the only person I know in life right now that cannot wear deodorant, and she's odorless. Um, and she wears it very seldomly. I guess if it's like super hot outside or something like that, she might put some deodorant. Like just a, she could make a thing of deodorant last forever, and it's just like I go through deodorant. I'm like I hit it until I can see the white, and and then that's when I feel like okay, I'm comfortable. Like I if I can look, I gotta see it to know it's there. Because your boy can, the pits can get musty after a while. But nah, like I think it is a real thing, but I'm not gonna put it to the test. But yeah, I agree. I
All
agree.
right. Let's see. It's a waste of money to go to concerts.
Mhm.
You got to
Damn,
think
that's
about this one,
hard.
huh?
Because I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah,
Um, it's definitely a waste of money. No, don't get me wrong, it's enjoyable, but it is a waste.
yeah, and especially like the people who like there's a lot of people who spend a lot of money at concerts, and I get it, maybe it brings you happiness and you enjoy it. But at the end of the time, it's like, oof, I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
lot of money
it's a lot of money.
for.
Um, yeah. So my thoughts on that is, so I read this one Instagram post, and it was like a conversation between a guy and his girlfriend, and the girl was asking for him basically help asking for him to pay for or asking for her money that they're saving to pay for her ticket to get the Beyonce tickets. And he was like, "No, this is for our house that we're saving up for." And she was very persistent, like, "No, I want that. Um, it's my money. How you gonna keep it away from me?" And he was like, "No, we have a goal, and you said that, um, you didn't want to touch it until we get to the house." And she was like, "But it's my money. I put this much money in there. I want it back." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "For real? Like, you really gonna do this?" And she was like, "Yes, I want my money." And he basically broke up with her. He broke up with her because the concert was more important to her the um than the relationship. And it was just like, obviously she's not, I guess, financially like there, and which they were saving up for a while, and she saved up only like maybe like $1,000
Oh
maybe.
yeah,
Um,
I saw that post too.
yeah,
I was thinking that same thing. I was like, all right.
yeah. It was just like everybody was like, "Dang, she's been saving it for how long?" And that's all the money she got. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not that serious. It's not that serious, especially lose your relationship over or going to some type of debt. It's not. It's never going to be that serious.
I agree with you on that one. Just a couple more. Let's see. This one's interesting. Having different political opinions shouldn't be a deal breaker for a relationship.
I agree.
I agree. I
Uh,
think it's hard for some people, especially, but I definitely agree. And I mean,
Well, I feel the same way about religion. Well, on certain
Yeah.
aspects, I feel the same way about that too.
Hmm.
Obviously, I don't know if you could be on the two separate sides of the spectrum, but like, you believe in what you believe, and I believe what I believe in. As long as we come together and be one, I feel like that should be fine.
Yeah, yeah, and I get definitely get what you're saying. Like, if you're like, you know, an activist on this side and you're dating an activist on the other side, like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
not
probably
gonna
not
work
gonna
out.
work.
But if you're not like that into it, then I kind of see it.
What about okay? Woo, this is a good question. I got a good one. I got a one. So, what if you were pro-choice and she was pro-life? Is that a deal breaker?
I don't. I mean, I don't think it should be honestly. Um, no, for me personally, I don't think that should be. I mean,
Well, let me say the opposite way. You're pro-life. She's pro-choice.
I'm pro-life and she's pro-choice,
Yeah,
and I think it's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I say I was like whatever. What'd you say I was pro-life?
yeah, pro-life. So you're shaming women for abortions.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, sometimes I get those confused. Um, and she was pro-choice. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think it's kind of similar. I mean, as long as I'm not like a huge activist and like going to these rallies, like
Shame on
yeah,
her killing all these
yelling at
babies.
people.
Let's just say, like y'all both go to what are those
Like we're
things
both
called? Protesting,
protest,
but y'all both holding different signs.
right? Then we just go
You're
home.
like
It's like act
F
normal,
you. She's like F him, and then next y'all just go home and just y'all back in love again. It's just like at that point, it's just we're on two different sides. When we come back, it's like all right, you know
opposite track, bro.
what what happens outside stays outside.
No, I don't think it should be a deal breaker though. What about you? You think that or no?
Nah, I definitely don't. But it was it
Um,
was, it was a good question.
it was. You think of one yet? Or you want me to keep going? Don't want to
My
put you on the spot.
my unpopular opinion is that water is not wet.
Water can get wet though, right?
Water can get things wet, but it is not itself wet.
So if you have a cup of water, you pour more water into the first
It
cup
does.
get wet.
No, what? Does the first cup get wet? The cup itself is wet,
Yes, the
but
cup itself.
the water itself is not.
But I mean, uh, it can. I think it can get wet.
Water cannot get wet. Vic. That's not. water
Once
is
your
a
water molecules touch,
water is a liquid. It is an element, or I guess you'd say. Would you say is an element?
yeah,
No.
it is an
Yeah.
element.
Well, yes. So water is an element. It is a liquid. It turns to a solid liquid gas, whatever you want it to be. But the definition of wet is a description. It's a descriptory word. So my hand, when I touch water, it is wet. My hand is wet. But the water itself can never be wet because it's water. a
Can an
towel
ice
can
cube?
a towel can get wet from touching water or any type of liquid, but you can't just throw water on top of water and be like, man, that shit wet.
Wait, can an ice cube get wet?
No,
So I mean, because there's such thing as dry ice. Those shouldn't there be wet ice?
I guess if ice starts like melting itself, the solid form of it is technically wet, but water itself is not wet
I'm happy.
scientifically.
Scientifically, I'm gonna need a thesis, sources,
uh,
MLA style.
comment,
Let us know what you guys think.
yes, comment down below if you think water is wet, which it is not.
Okay, I got a couple more.
He said, "All right, you're done."
You're cut off. I'm just kidding. Knowing the information is just as good as knowing how to find the information.
Knowing the information is just as good as knowing how to find the information.
Yeah, like if you know, like, oh, I can change out this battery of the car because I've done it before, experience, but or like, oh, I know that I can just watch the YouTube video on how to change out this battery of the car.
I
I
feel
can,
like, yeah, I feel like they're both great.
Yeah, I mean to a certain degree, I feel like once you get up to like, doctors, operating stuff, like
Yeah, yeah, there is a
that
cutoff of
there's a cutoff somewhere. But like stuff like that where, fixing your car, like I know you used to watch what YouTube videos to
shit, I still do it.
learn how to do stuff. And
Hmm.
so I feel like, yeah, I agree with that one.
You
Definitely.
can see, I see that Vic said I did, but he never said he did. It's wild.
I tried. I tried, bro.
Nah, yeah, I still watch YouTube videos to learn how to do stuff, but I think they're both very. Um, it's
I
good to know.
remember,
It's good to know, but it's good to know where to find stuff as well.
yeah, I
Uh,
remember I tried to watch a YouTube video on how to like fix my window when it wouldn't go up, but I
mhm.
gave up halfway through. Just put that door back on.
That's a lot. That's a lot to do, bro. Taking that trim off and going
Yeah,
inside
I
and
was like,
messing with the motor and stuff. Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah, well, you should have told me that.
You watching the YouTube video. You should have seen that. It was like the second that they opened the door and they took that panel off, you should have been like, "That's too much." Like at that moment, you should have been like, "That's too. I'm not doing that."
Right, the longer the YouTube video is, the more harder it
Yes, the more
probably.
harder it is. If I see a YouTube video and it's like 15 minutes, I ain't watching it. It's gonna be too much for me because you already know they're gonna be skipping scenes and yeah, no, I'm not. It's too much.
I got two more. Nobody really enjoys going to the gym. They just like what it does to their body.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I do think there's a lot of gym fanatics out there. When I was at a point in my life where like the gym became like a habit, it was like my happy place for a while. It was the place that I felt good. It made me feel good inside. It's great with the results it does to you, but I think sometimes it gives out those certain endorphins and stuff that like makes you feel accomplished or makes you feel complete in some ways. It's just like,
Hmm.
man, yeah, I think it's more the sense of accomplishment that you feel after you complete a workout or you go to the gym and you're like, man, you know what? It doesn't matter what this does to my body. It just feels good to be here. There are people, gym rats are real. And those are people who really just live at the gym and they enjoy going.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, people use the gym as like, you know, as a stress reliever and stuff like that. So, definitely agree with you on that one. I feel like maybe there are some people who kind of do that, like, oh, I just want to look good at the beach, or I want to look good naked or whatever reason.
That had to
I
be the
mean, that's
one
not
get
for.
naked. Vic said that's what he's trying to do. He just want to look good when he's naked. I understand, Vic. Me too.
uh, so yeah, I agree with you on that one though. But last one, making the bed is a pointless chore.
Okay. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say I disagree. Um, I think making the bed before getting in the bed is pointless. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, say for instance, I take a nap or something like that, and I get up and I'm about to go. Like, I like take a nap. You get up and you're like, man, in an hour I'm about to go back to sleep. I think it's pointless to make the bed. Now, Kayla's gonna hate that I said that because she loves the bed has to be made before she gets back in it. So it doesn't matter if we're out of the bed for 10 minutes or something like that. The bed got to be made again. Um, just because that's something like I think that's more like it makes her feel good. Like it's almost like it's a fresh bed again.
Hmm.
Now when you first get out the bed, and for the day make your bed, I think that's very important. And
Yeah,
it's
no,
it's more for yourself, I think, than anything.
yeah, I agree with you. I mean, this is like podcast I listen to. It's a reseller podcast, but they used to do book reviews,
Mm,
and they did a review like a whole book about like making your bed in the morning, just because like it's the first thing you're doing is completing a task, so like kind of sets you forward going like throughout the day.
mm.
You already have that sense of accomplishment. Um, so yeah, I definitely get that. I would yeah, I would disagree with the statement saying
I,
that it is pointless.
I used
Uh,
to cheat, man. I used to cheat when
how you cheat making your bed,
bro, when I was in college, bro, what I would do is my bed would already be made, and I'll sleep on top of my already made bed with
bro?
like a
I've done
sheet,
that before.
and like
Yeah,
just so my bed is already made when I wake up. So it's literally I fold the sheet that I use, and I just go about my day, and the bed's made.
I feel you. Because there's been some times where like the bed, if it has like a really nice comforter, it's comfy. It's like shit. I'll just sleep with the another blanket and shit. I feel you.
Exactly. So
But that wraps up our unpopular opinions. Let us know if you guys have any. Comment below or comment below on how you
you
feel
didn't
about
even
these reviews.
you didn't even say if you had any unpopular opinions. You put
Well,
me out on the spot.
I will say, I did throw in some of my own on this list.
Okay,
I
okay,
probably should have
okay.
said that.
You should have said
Uh,
that because I definitely thought you was holding out.
at the same time, I don't want people to think that all these are mine. Uh, so but Girl Scout cookies was. I was like, yeah, I have to throw that out there because I had a conversation with that one with my parents the other day about that. So I was like, hmm. The other one I think was the about knowing the information. I
Okay,
also had a conversation about that with my dad. That's kind of what made me think about that one.
okay.
So yeah, those two were mine. And the other ones I did find online, and then some of them I did add on here because I agree, like the Apple products. I was like, yeah, even though I'm an Apple owner, but
I think
and the
most
bed
Apple
one,
owners know that, and they just they're gonna stick to the guns on that.
yeah, I honestly I wish I could explain it. Yeah, I can't. Like, um, like it's funny because every person that I know that's like kind of like into technology, that like wants a phone for technology reasons, like has an Android or a Samsung or whatever,
Hmm.
which is interesting. But I just want I'm not into like either way, whether I have an Android or iPhone, I'm not gonna use all the features it has on it. Like
I definitely use everything. Well, for the most part, I try to. There's a lot of stuff to do on the phone.
I'm saying there's so much stuff that nobody uses. Well, not I'm not gonna say nobody uses, but majority of people like don't use, and so it's like,
Speak for yourself, my
but
friend. Speak for yourself. Uh,
anyways, that wraps up our unpopular opinions. So,
yep.
is you
All
ready
right.
to hop into this podcast?
Well, I'm gonna say comment below, like finishing off on what you were saying about the unpopular opinions. If you have any unpopular opinions, throw them down below. So we can share. So we can see what you're talking about and might comment on it and be like, yeah, I don't agree. But other than that, Vic, you ready to get in the podcast?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, bet. Getting the podcast started in three, two, one. What up, everybody? This is your boy Chris,
This is Vic.
and welcome to Now Hear Me Out. This is episode number 87, and welcome to the podcast. If you're listening now, make sure you click on that like, subscribe button, and click on that bell notification so every time we post, you get notified. So, Vic, what's going on? How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Me and Leslie been trying to do that this whole working out in the morning, just because it works better for our schedule. Because we ain't got no time like in the evening. Because I get off at 7, she goes to school, so she doesn't get off to 7:50, and then yeah, it ain't gonna happen in the evening. But so yeah, so it's been about a 40% success rate of us actually going every morning. Um, but whenever we do go, it feels nice. Like why are you looking at me all sideways?
You said 40%.
Success rate? Yeah, I mean,
Well, like, when did y'all start doing the morning thing?
probably like 2 weeks ago.
And how many days have y'all gone so far?
What's 40% of that? Like I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe.
Yeah, that's about 40. Well, I would say 40. I don't know. Like, 'cause the average person works out probably like 3 to 4 times a week. So y'all are probably at
Mm,
the 50, 60%.
I would hope.
Y'all trying to do everyday type thing. That's not, first of all, that's not realistic. Just started back out. Y'all like everyday workout. Y'all gonna blow yourselves out, and that you keep stopping and going and stopping and going. Um, nah, I think y'all are like well over like 50, maybe 60%.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Make it feel better. Anyways, that's been fun. Saturday did my garage sale thing, but I found like this guy. I think he owned the house or something, and I think like whoever lived there like like left unexpectedly or something because he was just like selling all of his stuff and like just getting rid of it.
Mm.
So I bought like a box of games because there was a Sega Genesis on top and it had some games in it, and like games, none of them on top looked that valuable, but I was like, how much? How I just asked him how much he was wanted for like just a game, and he's like looked at me, he's like, I'll let you have the whole box of 20. I was like, all right.
$20?
Yeah, I know. So I took it,
And you said it's
not knowing.
Sega,
Yeah, the Sega Genesis was on top. Uh,
but it's not Sega
and then
games.
yeah, there was a whole bunch of Sega games in there, but I couldn't really because the box wasn't like real organized, so it was just a whole bunch of like honestly, you couldn't really tell what was in there. But that's why I asked him how the prices were because if he was gonna give me a high price, I was like, bro, it's not worth like looking trying to find
Yeah.
a good game. But he said 20, so I just took the whole thing, and honestly, I think it could probably profit somewhere between like 400, 600 off of
Yeah,
that.
I'm like that's that's a big deal. Like the fact that he gave away his Sega Genesis and all the games. Like honestly, if you held it
Yeah,
on so longer, it'd probably be even better. But
yeah,
yeah, it
and
was
it had there was a whole bunch of mixture of games too, like PS2 games and PS1 games. Like there was a Grand Theft Auto the trilogy PS2 game, goes
okay.
for like $40. There was a some Pokemons for the DS. There was two Pokemons in there for the DS. One goes for like $90. I was like, all right.
Any Nintendo 64 games?
No, fortunately not.
And you know that's where the games, that's where the prices be going.
Yeah, no, bro. Anything Mario, bro, that's an automatic buy for
Automatic
the right
buy,
price.
automatic, especially if it's in good condition.
Right. So yeah, that was good. That was a good day for garage selling. And then we decided to go hiking that day. And I mean, we haven't been hiking in a while. And Les was like, oh, this trail like is round trip. It was like a little less than 6 miles. Like, bro, I don't think we're gonna make that. Like, I mean, I get that we're not like going, like, we're not like the most unfit people, but like, we haven't been hiking in forever, and just do this with a stroller. I was like,
And y'all had
and
Ava
then
with y'all too, right?
yeah, so that added to it. So I was like, I don't know if we can take a stroller, like, because some trails would just be rocks and gravel, but we decided to take it, and that baby was bouncing the whole way. It was a little rough. We ended up like,
Shaking baby syndrome.
I was like, bro. It was funny because like there was only one other there's a couple in front of us that also had a stroller, so I was like, oh well, maybe they've been there before, so hopefully it's not too bad. But it was fun. We
They're
didn't
like,
we didn't go
this
the
is the
whole.
worst idea.
Honestly, it was not a good idea, but we didn't make it through the whole way. We kind of turned back around, but it was
Okay.
still fun. Had Ava kind of walk in a little bit with us as well once we took her out of the stroller, like um. So that was fun. And after that, we went to a restaurant, had some drinks. Just a good old day overall. But besides that, that's really wraps up my updates. So,
Okay.
what
Okay.
about you?
Well, shoot. Before I get into my updates, man, you know, I ain't gonna lie, man. When you go to your garage sales, like, bro, I'm looking for a camera. You know, so if you do come across one, let your boy know, cause I'm looking for a new one. Well, not a new one. I'm just looking for a camera.
Any like Pacific Canada camera, like just
If you can find one that has like a lens or something, I'm not necessarily saying what you call it, but I don't want no, obviously no like
yeah, yeah,
one time
yeah.
use cameras. I want to be able to at least hook it up to the computer or stuff like that. I want to get another camera for my streaming and stuff. That's why. So
All right, I'll
uh,
see what I can find.
I enjoy the phone, but you know, if I could have like more profesh camera, that'd be cool. Or at least another camera angle, so I can do different stuff too. That'd be cool.
I feel you. I feel you.
But yeah. Other than that, my stuff I had going on. So Saturday we had a game night that Vic didn't come to. We had a we had a game night at our house, and everybody came over. We had some little game food.
Game
So
food,
game food, nachos,
finger food.
finger foods. So nachos and stuff like that. It was a really good time. We had a good time, fun. Stayed up about till 1 ish. And then Sunday got up, and then went with my mom. My mom wanted to go. Her and her boyfriend wanted to have like a little double date with me and Kayla. So we went to. Okay, so we were looking for a soul food place, right? We went to like 3 different locations for the soul food. So we went to the first place. he had called and they said they were open. We get there, they're clearly not open. Um, I had a little freak with Caleb because I was turning out of the parking lot and went over the fucking the median.
bro.
So I went over the median and the car kind of got like stuck a little bit. Like the front wheels were on the ground, but the back wheels weren't. And you know her car is a 2-wheel drive, so you know the back wheels is what's pushing the car. So I had to get out the car, put the car in neutral, and push it. So when I pushed the car starts taking off a little bit. Kayla's still in the car, right? So
The
Kayla,
passenger is she the passenger
she's
side
in the
or
passenger seat. She's in the passenger seat. I should have made her get a driver. That was my fault. So she's in the
yeah,
passenger seat, and she's like, she freaks out and she throws the car into park. I was like, I freaked out, bro. I like low key like went off for her a little bit. I had to apologize, and I was like, I'm sorry, but like that just freaked me out. Like, cause I'm like, you can mess up your car that way, you know, just throwing it into a moving car into park, you can mess up your brakes and everything. So I had to apologize to her, and I was like, I'm sorry, you know, and she's like, it's okay. She's like, I just didn't know what to do, and I said, I understand, and so that happened, and then checked out a couple of different soul food places. They were all closed. Or we went to one, and they were like, it looked good. The food looked good. It was a margarita place or a daiquiri place. And we get there, and we're like, man, the food looked good. Talk to the guy. He's like, yeah, we're out of this, this,
this,
this,
that,
this, this.
that, that, oh, bro.
I was like, bro, why y'all open? I like legit said that. I was like, you know, because I was trying to get oxtails. He's like, we're out of oxtails. And then I was like, okay, well, what do y'all have? And he's like, well, we're out of this, we're out of this. And he just started listening. And I'm like, bro, that's everything. I was like, they literally had like chicken and fries or something like that. And
Bro.
I was just like, I can go somewhere else and get chicken and fries. And I was like, well, just scratch that ticket, man. I was like, we're gonna go somewhere else. Um, Went to a different place. They were closed. Um, and then the last place we went to was, I want to say they're closed. Well, the last place we went to was pretty good. They were open. They're pretty nice, good service, good food. And then after that, we went bowling, bro. Went bowling. Haven't been
You
bowling
still
in
got it?
forever. I
So you still got it?
I kind of got it. I won all the games, but I
How's,
ain't got it like I used to.
how's that curve looking?
It still looks pretty good, man. I was with the house ball. It was actually not too bad. You know, I still got my pro balls, but I didn't bring those out. I feel unfair to bring out pro balls for people who aren't pro players. There's just I'm not a pro player myself either. I would say more amateurish, but like that, I just feel like that's super unfair. Um, but we had a good time. My arm is still sore. That was Sunday, and it's still sore today. It feels like I've been throwing bricks. But yeah, that was kind of all my updates for the weekend, man. Not too much is going on. I know we're expecting Kayla's people to come in this weekend. So got that going on, and then next week we won't be having the podcast next week, so you guys know, because I'll be out of town. Probably the next two podcasts, the next 2 weeks we won't be doing anything because I'll be out from the 7th to the 17th. So the 7th to Tuesday, so we'll
Oh
skip
yeah.
that one, and then we'll skip the next Tuesday, and we'll be back that next Friday. So just so you guys heads up on that, there won't be a episode for a couple weeks, but we'll be back strong. Um, Other than that, man, that's all I got going on.
All right. Well, I guess the ready to hop into the stories.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we don't have any quick mentions, so we're just gonna, first story.
Do we not have any quick
Women.
questions?
No, I don't. Sorry, I'm slacking.
No, no, no. You're good. I'm trying to think if there's something that happened that I was like, oh, well, this happened.
I know, right? I feel like not much has happened, but maybe I've just been too busy. Um, so yeah, first story, this woman goes viral for buying in 1998, bro. The year's
Now in
2023.
the 20, and now in the 2000, bro.
I know, 1998 Ford Escort for $289 a month for the next 84 months.
How many months is that,
Bro, that's
bro? I
like,
mean, how many years is that?
how bad does your credit have to be?
That's like 8 years. No, 6.
That no, 60 is 72, right?
Yeah, no, that's 5.
No, 5 is 60.
Oh, so then 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, people laughing at our math skills here,
it's okay.
but so yeah, I'm just going to read some of the article. During season, people are often using their returns to buy outrageous things. Normally, people will buy an older model of luxury car, which they usually end up taking a loss on. Other times, people price themselves out by buying a new car that is out of their normal budget. However, there is a woman who has gone viral from Facebook for buying a 1998 Ford Escort under a horrible deal. Not only is she paying over 200 a month for the car, she's paying on it for the next 7 years. So there you
And dang, we could have just read that, huh?
go. Right. Social media has highlighted that people spend too much time focusing on other people. Some people show off for the sake of impressing others. Meanwhile, other people show off for the sake of proving others wrong. In any case, there are people who spend their time making fun of people who are showing off. Those people often liking themselves to be smarter than the ones showing off. In all honesty, all of those kinds of people are misusing social media. So this article just, I guess, gave a little opinion on how they felt about the situation, but says, however, a situation like this with the Ford Escort does not deserve a second look. Anybody in need of a serviceable car should look at what this woman did and do the exact opposite. This woman has purchased a car that can't be worth much more than 1,500.
1,500, if that,
Watch,
bro.
I know. While she's spending less than 300 a month for her car, the car is already 25 years old. The lady has gone viral because of the promo post where she is making 289 monthly payments for the next 84 months, which is 7 years. So, bro, like that's that's almost like
That's
about
more.
$50 off.
That's more than what I pay for my car.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like it's a little less than what I pay for my car, and shit, we're not driving no 1990s up in here.
Exactly.
So like
I
honestly, like
I honestly thought this was a Ford Taurus. It looked like my old car, but it's a Ford. It's a Ford Escort. I was like, well, first of all, you're gonna be paying for a lot of repairs. Well, she probably still gonna pay a lot of repairs for this. Poor
I
child.
know,
Poor
and it
child.
kind of sucks because like it sucks that they can do this to her, honestly. Like, it, this car really is not worth that much. Like, what is, I'm trying to figure out the quick math, but what is it, 289 times 84?
You said quick math, sir.
That's
What?
what,
Yeah. Let's see. Do your quick math. Go ahead.
Bobby
I'll go
pull a
ahead and just
calculator. I
put.
already have the answer
All
right here.
right. See. I was like, go ahead, do your quick math. Let me pull this calculator out real quick.
So yeah, we got, well, 24,276, bro.
24,000. Hell no, bro. You better turn that book in ASAP. I didn't know it was
Bro, what's she gonna turn in
24,000.
for? She
To
gonna
get
turn in like, it's still like, oh, here's $1,000 back. That's all we can give you.
whatever she paid for, she need to get that back.
Bro, but that's honestly crazy just how much,
Bro, 24 G's. That's a brand new car.
I know. And she can't get, I guess she can't get it because her credit or whatever, but
She's a kid. She probably don't even have credit. I feel so bad for these young ladies out here who don't have the guidance of like somebody who knows what they're doing. And it's not even have to be a guy, but just somebody who's older that's been through this shit already. And it reminds me of my little cousin. She kind of went through the same thing, but like luckily not for this kind of BS. But man, nobody saw that deal and was like, man, this is not good. He took
right?
a picture and said, yes, let's post this and say, man, I got a low car payment for this much, and post that raggedy thing. That thing is lucky to get you an A to B. Like it might break down in the middle.
Right? And honestly, like, see, you could take the 289, probably bought a better car.
Man, that's wild. She could have bought a decent car for that. That
I
that
know.
that's just blasphemous, bro. I can't. That she got hold.
She really did. And it's a poor one out for her. And whenever you whenever you do go to a car, kind of just know what you're doing. Don't get
Man,
scams because how these dealerships be.
just bring somebody with you, man. If you don't know nothing about cars, bring somebody who will, who does, or at least knows a little bit about it, just so you don't get hustled. Because this girl got hustled, um,
Yeah, she got hustled to the max, bro.
and it really felt like she had a. She really like she just had a steal, and
I
it
know.
poor child.
Yeah, it sucks because like it's probably her first car. Like finally bought my own car and stuff like that, and then to find out, like, bro, this is not something
and,
you should
and,
be proud of,
and then have the audacity to throw a Christmas bow in them.
bro.
That's man, they wild for that,
Bro,
bro.
that boat looks more expensive than the car.
They really do. It's the newest thing on the car.
I'm saying, uh, it is what it is.
Somebody gonna come together and be like, "Look, we're gonna get you a real car." I can
I
already see
hope
it. We're
so. I
gonna
hope
get
the
you.
internet does its thing. You know how internet sometimes it goes out for people, but
It's like, look, we're gonna get you. We're gonna start a GoFundMe and get you a real car. And a 2000 Ford. I mean, a 2000 Honda Accord.
right, like the overliable,
All reliable, bro.
overliable.
Hey, those Hondas be holding up, bro. They still people still selling those mugs for like 7 grand for a 2000. They wilding for it, but they still doing it.
And people wilding are the ones that buying it for that price.
Yeah, honestly. But you have the else to add to that?
No, that's all I got.
Cool. So we're moving on to our next story. Our next story has to do with Chick-fil-A. You know, it's the best restaurant that's open on Sundays. So this is titled a black woman accuses North I don't know why I said North like that. North Carolina Chick-fil-A employee of writing racist slur on receipt. So it says Naisha Jackson entered a drive-through in Charlotte last week where she said the incident occurred. When Jackson received her order, she found her name was replaced with the racial slur, the N word, with the slur in question misspelled with only one G, according to WCCB Charlotte. She said, I was in shock. I literally parked right there. I couldn't eat the food, Jackson told the news. She said she gave the worker her name before pulling up on to the drive-through window, where another employee who handed her the order tipped her off to the racist slur. In a statement, Chick-fil-A said it was sorry for the incident and also claimed, however, that it was a simple misspelling of the customer's name. And they said, "Bull. Her name is Naisha Jackson." I don't know where you get the N word from that. So it says the Chick-fil-A customer left too upset to eat after employees wrote the N word on her order. So it says he was like, "You might want to look at the name, what they put your name as." Jackson told the outlet. I was just in shock. I literally parked right there, couldn't eat the food. So, Vic, how do you feel about names on receipts?
Names on receipts. I do see like a lot of posts where like, oh, look how I spell my name. Uh, like the, Starbucks got my name all completely wrong. Whether like, 'cause, they write on the cups and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, but this one is like, why would I guess the cash fast food or drive-through operator like think that that would be her name? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
which is crazy
even if
because
you
they got the car right. It's a silver sedan, and then they put that name down. Even
like even even if you didn't like hear her name properly, like what I can like you asked like twice and still didn't know, so you're like I'm not gonna ask the third time. Like you that's not her name, so I don't like for me that's kind of where I was like, it seems those stuff.
what's the chances that she did say her name was that, and they just wrote it out, and she's just trying to get a lawsuit off of it?
I mean, sadly, I mean the world we live in wouldn't be too far-fetched. Um, but at the same time, I feel like even because it kind of reminds me, because one of my coworkers told me like, um, because we have the security question where you have to like, what is your dad's middle name or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that someone actually put like the N word for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever he has to ask the question, they have to give the response to, oh, I didn't think anyone was gonna have like I didn't think I ever needed that. And so like the whole thing like where people I forgot what you said first, but like it's just crazy how people out here say it and stuff like that. But even if she did say it to, I don't think the cashier should have wrote it. Like she should have known that, like, okay, this, either she's messing with me or she's trying to make me write it. Like I would have just like put anything else besides that.
The black girl with curly hair. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a weird situation. You just never know exactly what happened. Obviously, it's her word versus their word type of thing. But we really don't know. But there has been a lot of incidents like this before at other restaurants and things of that sort, where they write something. And I think it was meant just for the cooks and stuff, or just to whatever maybe insides or who knows, and then actually pass that receipt on to the person that they're talking about, and now they have evidence of this person called me the fat black person, or the nagging such and such, or
Oh yeah.
that kind of stuff.
It
And
kind of is somewhat similar, but when I used to work at Buc-ee's, me and my coworker used to mess with each other. Like we put like stuff on our cups,
mm-hmm,
and he put because my cup had Vic on it, and he put Vic, and then he put other labels that said Vic is a hoe.
mm-hmm.
And then my supervisor saw it, and then he got in trouble, and then he was like he was making steps to be like the team lead, and he never got it because of that. Low key I felt bad. It's like that's just how we messed around. It's like, bro.
Well, it's like Vic is not a hoe. You would not call him such.
That's hilarious.
Mm, yeah, but that's all I really gotta say about that story. I think we got time for this last one.
All right, yeah, it's not too long. Yeah, so parents on TikTok draw instant backlash for potentially dangerous Disney hack. Disney, you know how it be. So a Florida family known for its TikTok videos has come under fire for a shoe hack that many people felt put their oldest child in potential danger. Recently, Ty and Haley Kelly posted a video showing how they were able to make their toddler son tall enough to ride the more adult thrill rides at the Disney theme park. The video, which can be seen in full version below, shows the two parents gluing flip-flop bottoms to some shoes with already thick soles to help their 36-inch son look like he's 38 inches, the minimum height requirements. But why Ty Kelly calls the shoe gluing the ultimate theme park hack, others felt that he, as as one commenter noted, seemed to care more about a YouTube video than your child's safety. The video inspired clapbacks like this one from a woman who helpfully pointed out that height restrictions aren't put on the rides to ruin your child's day. Other
Mm.
people commented on the couple YouTube page were also tough on them. Safety regulations are written in blood. In the case of amusement parks, the blood is the blood of young children. You're not just putting your kid in danger, but the children of anyone foolish enough to try this. One person wrote, while another called it the dumbest idea ever. Others pointed out that the
Ever.
hack. I know.
It kind
Others,
of sounded like that guy off of was it Gordon? Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. That's what you sounded like. Ever. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, you're good. Others pointed out that the hack could get some theme park employees fired on the spot if they let a child with altered shoes on a ride. So yeah, story keeps going on, but how do you feel about that? You think they should have received all this backlash that they did, or because for me personally, what I'm thinking is like, these height restrictions, it's not like, oh, you're 37 and a half. If you get on this ride, you're gonna suffer. You might get injured or something. Like I feel like they give themselves some room. Like,
Of like
uh,
feel safe.
yeah. So like, oh, if you're 30 inches or taller, you'll be safe on this ride. But they're just like, okay, well, we're gonna put the height limit at 38 just so that there's no incidents where we're like too close to the cutoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
Um. Hmm.
kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I feel similar. I guess the idea behind it is that what if it's the what ifs. It's always gonna be what ifs, because like, what if the height requirement is at 38 because the last person to probably down the ride was 37. You know what I mean? It's just you never know exactly why those requirements are where they are. Um, Finding a way to cheat it and stuff. I don't really agree with it too much, you know. But you're coming from two different backgrounds of people who worked at amusement parks. Vic was more of um the rule breaker. I was the more of the, hey man, you can't get on. So, you want to go down there with your friend? Go ahead. That's just funny. Nah, but I don't know. Those things are put in place for a reason, and honestly, I'm I would hate to be a ride operator who is, somebody's gonna take it too far. Eventually, one person's gonna take it too far, and it's gonna cause the death of some, a loved one. Um, but I don't know, man. It's If that's what you want to do with your kids, man. That's on you. I
I
don't. I,
definitely,
I definitely don't think somebody should get fired because somebody used a shoe hack to get on a ride.
yeah, for real. I also don't think, um, you know what, like you said, kind of do with your kid what you want to do. I don't think he's probably like go around saying for like telling everyone to do this as a hack because like you said, you're putting other
You're
children in danger.
you're incriminating yourself. On top of that, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's like, man, I've seen that one store hack when somebody was like, "Oh, this is a store hack," and they went to go get laundry detergent, and it was like, you know how your laundry detergent isn't filled all the way up. They opened up a different laundry detergent and poured it into that one so it could fill it all the way up. And I was like, bro, that's not a hack. That is stealing. You are thieving right now. You put that shit on video and posted it, bro. You are going to jail. That I got a hack. No, that is theft, bro. That's not a hack.
One more hack: take the banana barcode and put it on a 55-inch TV. Go to self
Go to
checkout,
self checkout. Well, I thought that
and
was you're good. No, no, you are stealing. Like,
I'm dead. Um, but yeah, so follow the true hack. Don't follow the true hack. We don't. We're not giving advice out
hey,
here.
that's on you, man.
That's all on you.
There's it's gonna be one of those things that, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be a lot on. See, rides are already taking forever. Lines are already taking long enough, and now you're gonna give operators and stuff like that another thing to look for. Like, man, I gotta look at your kid's shoes. Why are the shoes so high? Are we gonna start taking make people take their shoes off? Um, just to ride rides to make sure that, hey, you are hitting that height requirement. Um, is there really a leeway? I know when I was doing the rides, they never told us there was a leeway. There was like, this is the height. If you don't even touch this thing, if I can swing that bar over your head, you ain't getting on. That's just it. Oh, please, straighten it back and everything, sir. No, right over the head. It's like
What do they have
this.
like long hair, bro?
No, that's not how that works. If I hit your forehead, like out here looking like, what's the dude from Hey Arnold? Gerald.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at Gerald from Hey Arnold. I'm like, bro, no, sorry, but it's touching his hair. No.
Nah, I feel you. And parents, they get upset. Like, oh,
Yeah.
bro, we just trying out here to
Well,
protect your kids.
hey man, I'm not about to have a death on my end. We got, you go down this little line right here. You got Kitty Land, where he can
Bro,
get
I hate,
all the rides.
bro, working at Hurricane Harbor, I hate it. Like the kid park, because them kids they won't listen. Like, wait, wait until I say go. Nope, they're already gone, bro. They're halfway down the slide.
Trigger alert.
Head first.
Head first.
I have to blow the whistle, tell the lifeguard down there, and then they get mad at me. It's like, bro,
I know these kids don't. You're supposed to stand in front of the slide, Vic, so they don't go
there's
down.
two slides.
Oh, never
What
mind.
slide am I supposed to stand in front of? Just lay across both of them.
Yep, that's exactly what you need to do.
I'm dead. But like you said, rules are put there for a reason. All these restrictions. Uh, at the same time, like I don't. I'm not like saying that people should be out here gluing, making the kids taller. But if
He's
it's going
for
from 37 to 38, I don't think it's gonna be like
a huge
life
big
or death.
difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Especially there are some shoes that are out there to make you look taller. So I don't think it's
Hmm.
that big of a deal. But I'm just saying, rules are there in place kind of for that reason. They're making things more strict for a reason because there has been a lot of deaths on these rides. They took away the rule of, hey, if you can't fit by yourself and you can't hear the click, like they're not helping you and you gotta get off the ride. Just because that incident with the Texas Giant and having to use 3 people to try to buckle that thing down, and the guy ended up flying out. It's sad, but hey, those rules are there for a reason. Last thing you want is be like, dang, I knew I shouldn't have put those shoes on my kid.
Right.
you know?
But I guess that wraps up our stories.
Yep.
So I guess I'll go ahead and give my little spiel. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at nowhearmeout.kv.
KV.
Go ahead and email us any stories, comments, suggestions at nowhearmeout.kv
KV.
at gmail.com. Go ahead, follow and subscribe on our YouTube at Chris and Vic parentheses NHMO.
NHMO.
Go ahead and leave us 5 stars on Apple.
5 stars.
And follow me on TikTok at weirdvic_flips and follow us on TikTok at Now Hear Me Out Podcast. And make sure to check out our shop at nowhearmeout.myspreadshop.com.
And you guys can make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and everything else at Beast Mode Chris, where the E's are threes. That's Beast Mode Chris, where the E's are threes. Again, if you're listening, make sure you click on that like, subscribe button, click on that bell notification. But other than that, we do appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Again, remember, we will not be shooting for the next couple of weeks. So I think what we're going to probably do, and Vic, I want you to contest on this, try to help me with this too, is try to post some of our older episodes, more popular episodes, to be like, hey, rewatch these if you haven't watched
Rewatch
them.
it.
If you haven't seen it before, try to get y'all in tune with some of the stuff we used to do, and might make y'all a little bit more appreciative of what we do now. But
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
yeah, so we'll probably do some recap episodes on the next couple of weeks and go from there. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. But other than that, we love you guys. We will catch you guys next time we are on. We are out of here. Peace.